It's time to count down my favorite games from my favorite video game console of all time, the PS2. Hey, what's up everybody, Emperor Gaming here, and today I'm counting down my top 10 favorite PS2 games. And just in case you're wondering, no, I did not limit this list to one game per franchise, it just kinda ended up that way. With that said, let's begin. Number 10. Movie-based video games usually don't have the best reputation, but one movie-based video game I really enjoy is Spider-Man 2. Since it's based off of the movie, the storyline of the game is just the movie. But the storyline isn't what brings me back to this game time and time again. What brings me back to this game is the New York City open world that you can explore. I mean, who doesn't love playing as their favorite web swinger as they swing webs all across the city, climbing on top of the tallest buildings, and getting a great view of New York City? Number 9. Star Wars is one of the biggest franchises ever, and obviously it's going to have a lot of video games. And the Star Wars games released on the PS2 are some of the best Star Wars games out there. My personal favorite one is the original Star Wars Battlefront. I don't usually play Galactic Conquest. I much prefer to play Instant Action, especially with a friend. It's easy to lose hours and hours to this game because it's so fun and addictive. It's easily my favorite Star Wars game ever. Number 8. Soul Calibur 2. One of the best fighting games on the PS2, Soul Calibur 2 is very enjoyable. With many different arenas to battle on, and loads of different characters, Soul Calibur 2 will keep you entertained for hours and hours. And I actually haven't known this game for too long. If I owned it for a bit longer, it may have been higher on the list. But for now, it is my number 8 choice. Number 7. Godzilla Unleashed. Based off my favorite movie franchise of all time, Godzilla Unleashed brings many of my favorite monsters from the films into an all-star battle royale fighting game. Godzilla Unleashed is a very enjoyable game. Whether you're playing the story mode or the battle mode, it's very easy to fall in love with this game. Number 6. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. This game brings many characters from the show into the ultimate fighting game. This game has over 150 characters, over 10 game modes, and over 20 stages. This game has some amazing combos and ultimate moves. It's honestly my favorite Dragon Ball Z game ever. Number 5. Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus is a very beautiful game. Whether you're traversing through the large area, or battling one of the game's many colossi, there is just so much to experience in this game. It has a very interesting and beautiful art style, and the game also has some of the best boss battles I've ever experienced in a game before. And overall, the game is a very enjoyable experience. Number 4. Jak 3. It was really difficult for me deciding which game I liked more, the original Jak and Daxter or Jak 3. In the end, I decided to go with Jak 3. Jak 3 has a great storyline, a good cast of characters, excellent gameplay, and the perfect level of difficulty. The original Jak and Daxter game was an open-world 3D platformer, while Jak 3 is more of an open sandbox type game. Overall, Jak 3 is a very enjoyable experience. Number 3. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Whoa, where to even start with this one? First off, the game's storyline is exactly what you expect from a licensed SpongeBob game. Plankton plans to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula again, and so he decides to create his own army of robots, but he forgets to hit the obey switch, so they turn against him. That sends SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy on an adventure to stop all the robots. In the game, there are 3 playable characters, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy, and they all play differently. The game has some huge levels in it. Some of my personal favorites are Jellyfish Fields, Sand Mountain, and the Mermalair. The game also has quite a variety of different robots that you need to defeat, not just with the regular robots, but with bosses, which includes Robot Sandy, Robot Patrick, and even Robot SpongeBob. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom is an amazing 3D platformer, and it's definitely my favorite licensed video game of all time. Number 2. Sly 2 Band of Thieves. This was the first console game I had ever played in my life. Sly 2 Band of Thieves takes place 2 years after the first game, and it has Sly, Bentley, and Murray trying to collect all the pieces of clockwork to make sure he's never rebuilt. That takes our heroes on a trip all over the world, where they go on tons of missions, stop many villains, and in the end destroy the clockwork parts once and for all. Sly 2 Band of Thieves has great gameplay, a good story, and the perfect difficulty. It's honestly my favorite Sly Cooper game, and one of my favorite games of all time. And my number one favorite PS2 game of all time is Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. This game is just amazing. It has Ratchet & Clank going back to the galaxy from the first game, where we see familiar faces as well as some new ones, and even go back to many different worlds and cities from the first game, including Blackwater City and Metropolis. Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal also has some of the best weapons in the game, and is also probably the funniest game in the entire franchise. Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal also has probably the best villain in the entire franchise with Dr. Nefarious, who plans to turn all organic life forms into robots. But in the end, he is stopped by Ratchet & Clank. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to stay updated on future videos, make sure to follow me on Twitter. And if you want to support the making of future videos, then please check out my Patreon. And please, let me know what your favorite PS2 games are in the description box below. With that said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.